You said a few years ago in a podcast that you speak about issues like Israel, Palestine, you talk about your support for Donald Trump, but you don't really care about these things because they don't personally benefit you. Have you had enough success now that your personal benefit doesn't really matter?
Yeah, when I said that, I think I know the podcast you're talking about. I think I know the video you're talking about. And I was trying to explain to people who are perhaps not as successful not to get caught up in certain ideas. And the problem is if you get caught up in too many external ideas, you can't focus on yourself and improving your life, and you can't pour from an empty cup. So let me give an example. Let's say I was unsuccessful. I work in Starbucks, and that's my life. Not to insult people who work at Starbucks, but get over it. So you work at Starbucks, and I am passionate about the Gaza-Israel war. I should take all that passion, and I should direct it towards improving myself as a man to where I'm at the point that people are going to listen to me. So when I talk about Israel-Gaza, people listen because I have a voice. If you work at Starbucks, you don't really have as much of a voice. So I guess the point I was trying to make is that if you improve yourself as a man, then your views and your opinions hold a lot more weight, and you should perhaps do that as opposed to get caught up in trying to force an opinion or force a view when you're not necessarily that successful.
So now you actually have influence, so you should care about these things.
Absolutely.
You can persuade people.
Absolutely, because I have influence. Now, I mean, I could argue against myself and say, well, the common man can still go protest, and he can join a protest and make a difference. That's true. And the common man still has a degree of influence as to what he will accept from a government. We say the governments are in charge. Well, to a degree, that's true, but truthfully, it's the people who are in charge because we decide how much we accept. If all the people refuse, the government can't do very much at all. So I could argue against myself on that point, but I guess there's just a lot of people I met who are so ideologically involved or invested in certain things that it prevents them from growing. And I think that as a man, if you truly care about the world, you need to improve yourself first, because as a man, if you're not capable, your love means nothing anyway, right? You can say I'm a man and I love my dog, but if you can't feed that dog and you can't home that dog and you can't afford to take that dog to the vet and you can't protect that dog, then your love means nothing. Your love as a man is directly correlated to your competence and your capabilities. So when a man who is capable loves you, it means something. A man who's incapable loves you, it means nothing at all. So if you're incapable, not necessarily important, not necessarily financially successful person, it doesn't matter what you feel about anything because you could be replaced and nobody gives a shit. So if you truly care about that, I guess the lesson is, if you truly care about an issue, as a man, the first thing you should do is you should improve yourself. If you have a woman who you truly love, instead of buying her flowers every day, you should improve yourself. If you have a town that you truly love, instead of, I don't know what you would do, instead of telling everyone how great it is, you should improve yourself and you should start a business in that town so that there's more jobs in that town. It doesn't matter what it is. Self-improvement is the answer to showing your love for anything as a man. So when I see people say, oh yeah, I really love my girlfriend or whatever, and then I look at the guy, I say, no, you don't. Because if you did, you wouldn't be sleeping so long. You wouldn't be so insignificant. You'd be trying harder in some way. You'd be doing something. You're not doing anything.